Hi, this is Lara at Elliott Wave Forex with a free S&P analysis for you for the New York trading session ended Tuesday, 27th of July. I'm going to start this wave count with a really quick look over a monthly chart. At cycle degree, we had a long 5 waves up to end cycle degree wave 5, which has ended in a truncated fifth. Thereafter, A, B, and we're working on C down at cycle degree. I have a long-term target for the end of cycle degree wave C because this is an expanded flat correction and that B reaches beyond the start of A. A pretty common relationship between A and B within an expanded flat is between A and C. C is often 1.618 the length of wave A. If that's the case in this instance, we may see the S&P drop down to 344.09, and that'll be in a few years' time. It's a long-term target. In the more short term, this is quite a long first wave at primary degree, the second wave a 61% correction. We may see a third wave that is 0.618 the length of the first and a fifth that is 0.618 the length of the third. If that's the case, our third wave at primary degree may fall down to 658 points. We'll see how far it goes. And that wouldn't allow much room, however, for a fourth wave because it can't reach into wave 1 price territory. And it would have to be pretty shallow. It's entirely possible, however. Having a look at a daily chart where this maroon 2 is this maroon 2 up here, and I have a main and an alternate wave count for you today. We have 5 waves down for a minor degree wave 1 to start off primary wave 3, working now on an ABC correction up for minor 2. This ABC correction really nicely contained in a little trend channel, drawn here using Elliott's technique, which works pretty well. First a trend line from the start of A to the end of B in a parallel copy placed on the high of A. We have a 5 waves up for A, a 3 waves down for B, working on a 5 waves up for wave C pink to N2 blue. A target for this wave count is 1149.50. That's where C will reach equality in length with A, a pretty common relationship between the two for a simple zigzag. And we'll see a reasonable overshoot of the 0.618 Fibonacci ratio for this whole downwards piece of movement. We've had a 1, 2, and 3. Now we're working on a 4, and then there should be one more push up to make that target. Taking you now to an hourly chart where first we're going to have a look at the alternate wave count, which differs in the labelling of this piece of movement here. And here's the alternate, thanks to Steve for sending this in. This sees our minor degree wave 1 with a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 is over here, followed by an expanded flat correction for wave 2 blue with an ABC for A, ABC for B, and working on a 5 wave structure to the upside now. This wave count resolves the problem of seeing this drop here, this piece of movement. In our main wave count, it must necessarily be seen as a 5 wave structure. I did do a breakdown in the last analysis. You'll find it on my site, and you can find an hourly chart of this piece of movement where I broke it down to see if it could reasonably broken down into a 5 wave structure. I've done that, and I've listed the problems I had with it. I haven't had the time to look at it as a 3 wave structure, but it looks pretty obvious that it's most likely a 3. Thereafter, this wave count expects this upwards movement to be a 5 wave structure. The main wave count expects it to be a 3. So when it's over and we see a big trend change back to the downside, the structure of this upwards piece of movement will then tell us which of these wave counts is correct. The target for this one is a little different. It's 12 and a bit points higher at 1161.71, but the invalidation point is exactly the same. We shouldn't see price move above 1220. This one expects an overshoot as well of the 0.618 ratio, which is drawn from this point to this point now, and it would expect again a fairly decent correction to the upside. I've worked this target out by working out wave C is most likely to be 1.618 the length of A for an expanded flat. That's fairly common. Taking you now to an hourly chart where this low down here is this low down here, and here's our wave C pink with a 1, 2, 3, and working on 4 down today. I had a target to the upside for this third wave to end between 1121.1 and 1124.44. It's ended up at 1121.9, pretty much in the middle of that target zone, and we are probably seeing a correction develop to the downside for a fourth wave. If this turns out to be really brief, I may reanalyze this piece of movement. It may be an extended third wave and move the labelling down 1 degree from this point onwards. However, so far it seems to be behaving itself and tracing out some kind of probably a combination correction, most likely not going to reach much lower than this, most likely turning point the fourth wave of 1 lesser degree at 1110.1, and it's already reached just a little bit below that, so may not get that much lower, may do just a lot of sideways movement. Wave 2 was a sharp zigzag. We may expect wave 4 therefore to be a sideways correction. Thereafter, wherever it's over, further upwards movement towards those targets to the upside that I have given you on the daily charts. So that's all from me with your S&P analysis. I hope that helps you in your trading, and have a fabulous day.